Over 700 kilometers of river lie ahead, through winding channels, temperamental lakes, and the wild, open terrain of the Yukon Territory. For centuries, the Yukon has been a lifeline for people of the North, and the main route for stampeders chasing Klondike gold. Today, it still draws adventurers from across the globe, not so much for fortune, but for freedom, wildness, and the pull of the North. Every corner lay remnants of the past, and with each and every paddle stroke taking us further into the history and deeper into the spell of the Yukon. A trip to the north starts with a drive, and usually a long one at that. We'd had the advantage of already being on the west coast, where we'd spent a few months on Vancouver Island, working on a little remodeling of our home on wheels. From here, we'd hit the road for 2,500 kilometers of some of the best scenery this country has to offer.
I've got a name, and I carry it with me like my daddy did. But I'm living the dream that he kept here. Moving me down the highway, rolling me down the highway, moving ahead so life won't pass me by.
After a few mandatory stops along the way, we made it to Whitehorse, the hub of the North and the capital of the Yukon. Here, we'd enjoy a little time in our favorite city in Canada and begin to stock up for the upcoming trip.
Just like all of the great stampeders back in the day, a trip to the goldfield starts with a delicious Tim Hortons breakfast. We're getting fueled up because this might be our last real meal for 2 weeks before we start binging on mostly dehydrated food. So we're gonna head down to the river pretty soon and start this next great adventure. However, don't quote me on that historical fact.
So, not our most ideal launching of the canoe. We are leaving our beloved home on wheels, Walter, with our buddy Mitch. Huge shout out to Mitch. Thank you for watching after our home for the next 2 weeks. So he lives about 2 kilometers away from here. And so we're just following a power line, and then down this little hill, we're launching the canoe where we're gonna start. We're just outside of Whitehorse, but not the most ideal. You can literally just go down to the river in town and just launch from there. But we chose the, we'll call it the more fun way.
Let's just say we're warmed up for this paddle.
Yeah.
Very warmed up.
Yeah, so we're gonna walk down, and I'm gonna make sure Diesel and Alana are situated. And then I'm gonna take the van up to our buddy Mitch's house, and then I'll walk back, and we're gonna start our trip.
Already whipping out the rain gear. It's raining a little bit, so we're just gonna have it ready. Might put it on before we go, but at least we have it so we don't get soaked right off the hop.
And we're off. First paddle stroke. We are on the Yukon River, my friends.
Do you know which way we're supposed to go?
I think north. This is a good feeling. You know that feeling you get from like here to here? That pang of fear and nervousness? But mostly excitement. I don't want to put it off like we were like super worried about this. It's mostly excitement. But you know, like before you're about to go do like a class presentation, that feeling, just because I think river paddling is, we haven't done any river paddling before, so this is new territory for us. But just as soon as you get in the boat and on the water and put that paddle in for the first stroke, it's just, it all kind of goes away. It really does. So for the next 700 kilometers, we're gonna be making our way down the Yukon River from the city of Whitehorse and to Dawson City, which is where we'll get off in 15 days, which should be more than enough time to really soak it all in and travel the good old-fashioned way. Before planes, trains, and automobiles, there was rivers, and we're gonna get to see this territory from a whole new perspective. I can't wait. Well, following a current's where it's at. It's been about 20 minutes and we're already on to page 2. And there it is. The daunting Lake Laberge. Our first obstacle, well, potential obstacle. It is a behemoth of a lake. I believe 60 to 65 kilometers from Upper LeBarge to Lower LeBarge. It's wide, it's long, and it's known to pick up winds like that. Just always have to be cautious because we could run into winds and you just want to be close to shore to get off the lake as quick as you can.
I walked under the blood red moon.
Besides a stiff breeze to introduce us to the big lake, we'd made it our first leg of the trip. Now looking back, we should have taken advantage of the calm conditions, as we'd realized pretty soon that the stories we'd heard about Lake Laberge were absolutely true.
Complete polar opposite to what it was earlier. The lake is like glass now, and I'd say we're pretty much in the clear. Our map does show that there is a very good camp coming up in the next couple kilometers, and it's nearly 7 o'clock, but it feels like noon because the sun is still so high up in the sky. So we're gonna have lots of daylight. It's kind of comical. You look at the weather reports and it shows sun until like 2 in the morning, and then you'll see the little moon icon for a couple hours, but then it's just right back to sunshine.
I've been chased by a demon hound. Lord, I just can't be satisfied, no, 'cause never have I found.
Looks like home to me.
Appetizers. Smoked salmon, hot sauce, cheese, and cucumber in wrap. So good.
Smoked salmon in grizzly territory, baby. It's our last one of smoked salmon, so we got to eat it up. And it's obviously not refrigerated, so we're eating it the first night.
We have a beautiful site It's so quiet. Well, we're just sharing it with the birds, I guess, the seagulls here.
Mm-hmm.
But what a beautiful evening. Like, it's just still glass out there.
I can't believe this.
It's warm.
Yeah.
Everything's like so nice. So really nice start to this trip. I think all the nerves are away for the most part as soon as we kind of got on the river. And just navigating that a little bit. It's super helpful to have the map just because we are totally going into a bit of the unknown. So we don't really know where we're going besides kind of like north, but the river does snake a bit. So it's just kind of like good to know what side of the river or the lake to paddle on, where the sites are, that kind of thing. So feels good. I think we're going to sleep like babies tonight.
Yeah.
And then we'll get probably an earlier start in the morning to finish the rest of Lake Laberge. We're going to be heading towards lower LeBarge tomorrow and then back into the Yukon River.
We got some tough customers over here. Like every couple seconds, I'd hear one or I'd feel one come like right above my head. Yeah, they don't like me very much. Those seagulls mean business. Just after 10, I pretty much looked where we were, where our blue dot is showing, and there's still a good, like, probably over 3/4 of the lake left. You can see that there's us down there, and that's where we need to go. But we got our work cut out for us tomorrow, so I think we're gonna get to bed.
Oh, hi there. Do you think you can scooch over a little bit, pal? Can I come in? Okay. Good night.
Diesel's tripping out a little bit this morning.
They're very protective. My dog is barking. Can you just check on that, please?
The squirrel's fighting. Right when I went to lay down last night, Alana had fallen asleep, but Diesel was still awake, and he would keep looking over my side, out the left side of the tent. But I looked, I didn't see anything. I didn't sense anything, but he's always on guard. You're always on guard the first night when you're out camping. I mean, we're almost always outside living in a van, but I mean, we're in a piece of nylon now, so it's a little bit different. But we successfully made it through the night, so we're good. Right, buddy? It's just squirrels. It's just squirrels. From where we are now, we have about 34 kilometers of lake paddling to get to the other end of Lake Laberge. So without that current, 34 kilometers is going to take a little while. And we checked the weather forecast, and the wind is coming a little sooner than we anticipated as well. So we're going to get out there and beast mode this lake. Okay, morning's off to a good start. We haven't been dive bombed by any seagulls today. And we got 3 loons in front of us wishing us well on our journey today. I had a feeling I should bring this. Our secret weapon. We're motoring. There's definitely something about a nice traditional wooden paddle when you're paddling in a canoe. But when it comes to speed and efficiency, having the double blade is definitely where it's at. We're putting a lot more kilometers behind us than we were. And again, there's no huge rush. It's just because there is supposed to be wind in the forecast later today. And we kind of want to get the lake done and continue on with the river. So we're making moves. And there's these big limestone cliffs to our side. So staying a little bit closer to shore, maybe a bear will pop out. We're not entirely sure what's making that call, but we saw the mum fly out from the nest where we heard all that squawking a few minutes ago, and then she flew over to another tree line and now is making that sound.
And the babies are quiet.
And the babies are quiet now. I know I embarrassed myself by calling a blue heron a sandhill crane a couple weeks ago, so I don't really want to pretend I know which bird is making this call right now, but it's right on a cliff, and I know peregrine falcons will make their nests on the sides of cliffs, but I don't know. So any of those birders out there, let us know what that is.
I just wanted to fly back.
Yeah, well, we're obviously causing them some grief, so we'll paddle on. The scenery's really picked up. The water is still so nice and calm. It's a lot cleaner now, I've noticed. There was like bubbles and like scum and stuff on the first half of the lake that we were on, but now it's just perfectly clean. Do you see anything up there?
No. I'm down to go there though,
Yeah,
regardless.
it's getting choppy. Let's just push in.
Yeah.
Whee!
It's just getting us ready for 5 fingers.
That's right. Land ho! Well, this is going to do for tonight. We were going to push on a little bit, but we were feeling absolutely wiped. We started around 9:30 and then finished just before 6, so we put in a shift, I'd say. And yeah, it looked like weather was coming in. There's still gray clouds, but is dispersing and there's blue sky as well. So we don't know what's going to happen, but the wind was picking up quite a bit. So we're not taking any chances. We're going to be done the lake tomorrow. We got another, I want to say 7 or 8 kilometers. And then we'll be back on the Yukon River. And then we'll have that current to help us with our paddling for the rest of the trip.
I'm just trying to get the pad thai, but I'm pretty sure it's at the bottom. And I'm passing through every meal, which I'm looking forward to those two, but I don't want them right now. I keep passing by all the candies and sweets. Is it this one? Yes!
My dehydrated food to water ratio was a little off the first time. Actually, it still might be off. It's a little runny now, but I think it's still going to be good.
Just extra hydration.
Yeah, we're pretty hungry. And we had anticipations to be done this lake by the end of today, but we hit some waves and then we saw this nice little beach here and we were exhausted, so we just pulled over. Here we are enjoying some chicken pot pie and
Chicken pad thai.
chicken pad thai.
I have a few of these, so I'm excited.
Yeah.
Last night where we were camping, there were a couple of seagulls and they were like dive bombing Kyle, and they just would not stop talking all night long. Anyway, now there's 2 seagulls here and they're kind of like hovering over us, and we were just sitting here eating our meal.
They they pooped on us. Well, he tried to. It got like probably 5 feet in front of us while we were eating dinner.
Some would say that's good luck, but I think they're trying to send a message.
Yeah, Lake Laberge, full of spiteful seagulls apparently.
So we're just getting ready for bed here, and clouds are kind of rolling in a little bit, but I'm also smelling smoke. And we do know that a few kilometers up, there is a wildfire going on right now. So, I mean, it looks nice with the rays of sunshine, but just smelling a little bit smoky right now. But I think we'll just see what happens in the morning and just paddle on through it. I mean, at the end of the day, we know that there's going to be wildfires anyway, but we just want to make sure that we're getting through this lake with as minimal wind as possible. And with wind, obviously, blows in no smoke, so just part of the fun. So yeah, we'll see you guys in the morning, and we're looking forward to day 3.
Well, we're holding down the fort this morning. Woke up to rain and cold weather. And more importantly, we woke up to wind, so we can't really go anywhere at the time being. But we did check the forecast, and it is supposed to die down within the next 2 to 3 hours. So we're just gonna make coffee, have breakfast, pack everything up. We'll leave the tent up just in case it does start raining again. And then just once it dies down, we can get on the water and get done with this lake once and for all.
it happened. We're windbound, and about an hour ago we packed up real quick because we did see another group of about 4 canoes go down, and they seemed like they were doing fine. And then we saw just another group now of 3 canoes going down, and they were fine. But what I think's happening is this little bay that we're in, between the shore and like 20 feet out, we're getting these really big waves coming in. So we did pack up, tried to go out, and we just ate a bunch of water. The nose just dived down, and then a bunch of water came over the front. So it's looking like we're just gonna have to stay here for the night. And the only issue is tomorrow, it's gonna be windier. So we do have a window between 1 a.m. and 8 a.m. where it's gonna be a lot calmer, about 10 kilometers an hour. So I think we're just gonna rest and then probably wake up really early and then make a run for it. But yeah, I feel kind of stupid about it now. We packed up, and it did calm down, but for a very brief time. And I did see the other people doing it just fine, but you know what? It's outside my pay grade. We're not comfortable, making this maneuver here. So we're just gonna hang out and stay put. It's the safe thing to do. Been running off adrenaline the last 2 days, just being so excited to be out here. And yeah, we were feeling pretty tired this morning, so yeah, maybe it's a good thing.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Diesel. Happy birthday to you.
Love you, buddy.
Woo!
That's a big cookie.
Here's to 10 more, bud.
Well, it's around 8 p.m. and we got the alarm set for 2 in the morning. So we're gonna see what kind of sleep we can get with the sun still way up in the sky, and then we'll be on our way bright and early. Well, it's just after 2 in the morning, and in the next 2-ish kilometers we should be at the end of Lake Laberge. We got up actually an hour earlier than our alarm because I did not have a restful sleep, and I could feel the wind picking up. The tent was shaking, and I was just like, if we're missing our window during this little cat nap that we were having, then I'd be upset. But we just started hustling and packed up, and it was not a pretty exit, but we got out, and we had this nice tailwind. We'll call it nice. There was these big rollers, but I guess it was a gift in a way because it's pushed us significantly faster than we would normally be able to go. So we're almost there, and it's a good thing we did leave because you can hear it, you can see it, the wind is picking up, but at the very end of the lake it kind of branches off, and we're a little bit more sheltered from the main part of the lake, so it's not nearly as bumpy of a ride in. So pretty happy to be done with this lake, to be completely honest, and back on the Yukon River.
The river.
We finished Lake Laberge, and we got a good jumping off point for the morning. We got a little bit of that moon. It just peaked above the horizon when we were on the water, and it was very vibrant red, so that was cool to see. But it looks like the sun's coming up now, but it's only after 3 o'clock, so we figured we might as well finish what we started and get some more rest, and then we're gonna take on the Yukon River first thing in the morning. We'd now reached the beginning of the 30-mile portion of the Yukon River, and as you could have guessed, it received its name based on the distance from lower LeBarge to where the Teslin and Yukon rivers meet. During the gold rush, thousands of prospectors traveled this exact stretch by boat as they made their way from the headwaters near Whitehorse towards Dawson. The 30-mile section is known for its narrow channels, swift current, and submerged snags. And for us in a sturdy canoe, shouldn't be much of an issue. But for gold seekers in a hastily built and overloaded boat, it ended up being more of a nightmare. Today, it's a Canadian heritage site, and this section still features many of the historical remnants, such as old telegraph lines, abandoned cabins, and steamboat landings. It's an authentic piece of gold rush era travel, relatively unchanged from over a century ago.
Someone's old gold pan.
I'm in. What a glorious feeling. Let me tell you. We spent the morning exploring the 30-mile river section, and we camped just at the mouth of the river just so we could get on first thing in the morning and not have to worry about that Lake Laberge wind ever again. I can totally see why people completely bypass the lake. They'll come down the Teslin River and meet at the Yukon, or they just get a shuttle down at the end of the lake. Don't get me wrong, it was a great experience, and that's the whole reason we started from the beginning in Whitehorse, because I wanted that full experience. Definitely feel like I've improved my paddling skills by being on the big lake during, some wind, some choppiness. But now we've got the current, we're zipping a million miles an hour, it seems. And we're on the Yukon River, baby. Let's go see what we see. I think this was our issue the other night, where all the smoke was coming from, because this isn't labeled on the map and it looks relatively new. So the map is telling us there is a cabin, an old cabin coming up on our right. So we're keeping an eye out for that. But I'd say the only unfortunate part about being on a river is if you miss something, you can't go back. So you kind of just got to be ready to pull over and get out if something comes up.
This river is like an adult version of Lazy River. You just float along.
Right behind me here, to my right, is the Teslin River, and we are at the intersection. Paddling through, and Hutalinkwa is right up here, and there's some old steamboats that we're gonna try and go find. But I believe it's on the island. There is the Evelyn, so we're gonna go say hi to Evelyn. Okay, we're bushwhacking through the swamp. Surprisingly, bugs aren't that bad, but we went to the wrong side of the island. It's not far. I think if we just a few good paddle strokes, we'll make it. Do a little limbo. Going right into the direct current, so we're gonna have to give her a little elbow grease here. No. All right, pit maneuver. Oh man.
I don't know why I thought. I was like, yeah, I got that.
That was kind of comical. I see you giving it everything you've got, and I'm giving it everything I got, and I look at the shore and we're not going anywhere. Bye, Evelyn. Maybe next time. We made a simple mistake and went to the wrong side. But like I was saying before, once you go down the river, you can't really go back up. There's no fighting that current. There's lots left to see along the river. We're only just getting started. But yeah, still a little bummed out about that. But essentially, these old steamships would carry cargo and passengers way back in the early 1900s. And they would haul goods up and down the river. And sometimes they would sink, get caught up on rocks. They would take the valuable parts, all the machinery, and put it into the new ships. I'm not entirely sure Evelyn's story, but it is a pretty intact and cool looking piece of history, but you just have to take my word for it. I mean, I guess as long as we don't miss our takeout point at Dawson in 12 days, we'll be okay, right?
And we fell to 7.5.
7.5.
We're okay. Everything's fine.
Well, we did agree that a campfire would be really nice tonight, but the wind has picked up quite a bit. And with all the forest fires we saw along our route today, I figure it's best not to have a fire on a windy night. We got a couple full cans of isobutane and we'll use them.
Today was like our first like real go at a river paddling today. Like day one was pretty easy going. You know, we only went a few kilometers, then we were in Lake Laberge, and we've paddled lakes before. But Lake Laberge was like the largest lake we've ever paddled, and we've experienced rain, a ton of wind, sunshine, huge rolling waves, white caps, calm water, like everything. So, you know, kind of up our alley, but tested the limits a bit. I think we're both glad the lake's done. But today we put in quite a few kilometers, made some good progress today on the river. But again, it was still pretty windy, so you have to kind of like learn how to keep the boat straight and like navigate that. And clearly we tried to paddle up the river just to see a steamboat today, and it does sound cool, but it just didn't happen.
You can't go back upriver. Once you're down, you can't go back.
Don't even bother. Like, we're also sleep deprived. Oh yeah.
But what a fun day. We just checked the map and we did 55 kilometers. From our second start point, I guess, technically, because we had our little stint in the middle of the night from from our campsite to Lower LeBarge, just to finish that off. And it's a good thing we did, because there was wind gusts. What was it, like 35 kilometers? So we would have been stuck again if we didn't get out at the time that we did.
Yeah.
So just, yeah, so much fun. Just getting on the river was, I think after just the issues, I guess issues we'll call them, with Lake Laberge, as fun as that was as well, and a great experience. I think getting on the river again and getting a real experience of river paddling, yeah, just such a blast. We're so glad to be out here. This is so much fun. And we've got 12 days left.
Yeah, just getting started. Just getting warmed up.
No. What beautiful country. I absolutely love it here.
Well, we found that cold northern air we were looking for. We're battening down the hatches tonight. It's pretty chilly out there. See you guys in the morning.
Good morning, it's day 5. We had a very restful sleep. Rained most of the night, but now we have sunny sky with some good cloud cover. We're making pancakes in our pot. We have no butter, no grease, so we're just hoping it doesn't stick. Have a feeling it's going to stick.
But if it works, this is going to be an excellent switch up from our regular oatmeal that we've been having the last 5 days.
It's sticking, I don't know what to do.
Well, our intentions were good.
Do we have a spatula? Do we have back? I mean, I guess I can leave the burning on there and just
I mean, I'll eat a bird pancake. I don't care.
What if we scramble it? Is that a thing? It's like when you make an omelet and it doesn't work out and turns into scrambled eggs. Eat it?
Yep.
It's like literally just, I don't know. I don't know what to say.
Yeah, it's just not a shape of a pancake. We're just kind of scooping it out like that. Here, syrup me.
It's really good.
Okay, so this is, I think, a failed experiment. We may have to go back to the drawing board or just eliminate pancakes altogether from the menu for this trip, which is a sad fact because we have tons of oatmeal, but I don't think I really want to eat that every single morning.
Update, we're still boiling our pancake, but I think I'm gonna flip it.
Nailed it.
It's just in pieces.
That looks great.
Butter.
Yeah.
And it's cooked. Yeah, we did it. Boiled pancakes.
Capitalize on this sunshine today and hook up the solar panels before we leave camp, just so we have some power for when we get to camp later. Got the Bluetti AC2A. It's the smallest one you can get. It's perfect for this trip. 2 AC ports, 1 USB-C, and then 2 just regular USBs. For camera batteries, drone batteries, phones, our Garmin InReach, it's been great. Honestly, making videos for 15 days without a proper power source, it wouldn't work. So we're glad to have this for this trip for sure. Yukon River, baby, here we go. Hopefully we didn't forget anything. Always do a once over of camp because you're not going back to get it if you've forgotten it. Yeah, it's really hard not to just envision the things that would have went on here, the history of the river, and most notably, of course, the Klondike Gold Rush. I mean, that brought so much traffic. That made this river look like a 400 series highway. And really, these rivers were the main highways before the 50s. Everyone traveled
via steamships and canoes and just by boat up and down the rivers. And there was roadhouses, there was cabins, there was camps, and these wood yards. We've noticed a lot of these wood yards, and they were essentially the gas stations for these steamships. And apparently these steamships would burn wood. So they'd burn these cords of wood, they'd stop at these wood yards and get the cords that they would need to get to their destination. So a cord of wood was 4 foot by 8 foot, and going downriver, you'd burn about 5 cords of wood, and then coming back up, I think it was upwards of 30 cords of wood. So just a lot of lumber, and that's why all of these, I guess, steamship gas stations were all along this river. And you know, where we met the Teslin River yesterday coming down the Yukon, that was an intersection, you know, that you'd see at traffic lights in the middle of the road. And you know, ships crashed and were left here essentially. And just behind me is where the steamship, the Klondike, crashed into a wall. It missed the turn. But what they would do is just whatever valuable machinery that was still in the ship, when the water was low enough, they'd go recover it and then use it to build another ship. It just seems like every turn, every bend in the river, there's something else, another story. It's really incredible.
That's a big dam.
Alana packed my lunch today. I went to go grab my life jacket and get my phone out of the pocket, and I noticed my my bars for the day were already in there. So if that's not love, I don't know what is.
We've already burned the calories of a boiled pancake.
Boiled pancakes, although delicious, they don't do much for very long. And speaking of making videos, it seems it was a couple years ago now. We were living on Vancouver Island still, and we were doing the Sayward route. And I had downloaded a video on my phone, and we were huddled up in the tent one night. And we were watching a video by a little channel called Canoe the North. Not only was it a visual masterpiece, it was probably the inspiration to come out and do this trip in particular. So if you haven't watched that video and you like canoe trips, definitely check them out if you haven't already. Well, the map has a camp right around this bend labeled, and we've been paddling about 3 hours, and we've just about hit our quota of 50 kilometers. So we were motoring, but the wind today has a little bit of a bite. So some hot food and maybe a hot fire sounds pretty appealing right now. We're hugging the shore because I think after yesterday we're a little not paranoid, but we just don't want to miss our stops. There's these things on the map called potential camps, but I think it really just means you have the potential of missing it or the potential of getting it if you can locate it in time. Say that, how does it go? Which wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
A woodchuck could chuck as much wood as a woodchuck could chuck wood.
So we didn't make the last camp, but I think that's okay because I believe we've stumbled across Big Salmon Village. We saw a little, what looked like a path, so we pulled over, and we're already seeing some old log cabins and structures. much hinges left.
Oh wow.
Did you hear that? Oh, something's squeaking in here.
Crushed jelly peppers. So random.
Should we take some mustard? We weren't sure if we'd get to explore the village because it's a little bit up the Big Salmon. We're right at the intersection where the Big Salmon meets the Yukon River, and we would have had to paddle the current, but from where we stopped we found a trail. But very cool. This was a thriving village at one point, I believe in the early 1900s, and there was these village and outposts, as I was saying earlier, and they had stores and supplies for travelers going up and down the rivers, and people lived here all year round as well. But it looks like what we saw back there was about 6 or 7 buildings, so at the time and for the place, pretty large for the villages in the area, I suppose.
In the early winter of 1897, James Walsh, the territory's first commissioner, was forced to overwinter near Big Salmon. With few supplies and the ice preventing him from reaching Dawson, he had then ordered the Northwest Mounted Police to turn back anyone not bringing with them at least a year's worth of supplies as they'd make their way towards the goldfields.
The black flies have found us. Back to the boat.
This supply, 3 pounds of food per person per day, plus all the necessary equipment and tools, added up to the famous ton of goods that stampeders had to haul over the infamous Chilkoot Pass.
Secured camp just in time. Got the tarp and the tent up, and it started pissing down rain. Tonight's dinner, butter chicken with rice. Never had West Coast kitchen before, but I'm sure anything's gonna taste pretty delicious right now. And this camp wasn't even labeled on our map, but we saw the big dark clouds coming in behind us, so we figured we better get off sooner than later. And we just had enough time to set everything up, and then it started coming down.
I just checked the water to see if it was boiling, lifted the lid, and it just smells like burnt pancake. Gross. Pancakes were good, but the pot just doesn't smell good.
Even the syrup, it's all hardened on the bottom. It's black. We scrubbed as much as we could with sticks and some rocks to get our pot, a little bit tidier, but it's seen better days for sure. We're just in our cottage, our home away from home. Tent's only about 30 feet away, but this is our little piece of solitude out of the rain. Bon appetit.
What do you think?
Burnt pancake butter chicken.
Looks like I might have gained a couple of years last night. Morning of day 6. And I absolutely rotisserie chickened my nice merino wool socks the other rainy day when we were sitting by the fire. But thankfully I brought like 4 other pairs, because on trips like this, having warm, nice, comfy socks to put on at the end of the day to sleep in is worth its weight in gold. But still sad, those nice merino wool socks are like $30-$40, so it's always a hard day when you lose a pair. But yeah, burnt a hole right out of them. I've just been having these really slow mornings, which is great, but you almost feel guilty in a way because it's not the regular way. And especially when you hear the pitter patter of the rain on the tent, you just like, the last thing you want to do is get out and carry on. You just want to keep sleeping. But we got the rain gear on, got a nice fresh pair of socks ready to take on the day. Day 6 down the Yukon River. Alana and I both agreed yesterday that it'd be nice to even find a spot like this and take a rest day, or just a day to chill and enjoy a campsite. But we did the math yesterday, and we have to hit, I believe, 51 kilometers a day between now and our pickup day in Dawson in 10 days. So we got some kilometers to put in. Thankfully, with the current, 50 kilometers becomes relatively easy. So about 4-ish hours you can hit that quota, but with all the stops and, you got to get out and stretch the legs, have lunch breaks, you got to pee, you got to do all those things. But yeah, it ends up being a full day after all the sightseeing and stops you make along the way.
Today on the menu, we are having oatmeal. Yeah. Nice warm oatmeal. We have 1 packet of maple sugar, 1 packet of original, and 2 cinnamon and spice.
Wow, this feels way lighter.
I noticed packing it.
In the boat.
VIPs first.
Push you off. On the water. Rain is gracing us with its presence. Gonna try and put in between 50 and 60 kilometers today. And that way we'll be in good range of Carmax for Carmax Day. Now, Carmax Day isn't a real thing. This is something we've just made up this morning. But mind you, it's going to be a glorious day. But it did pop into our heads that we are arriving on a Sunday or a Monday. And if it's closed, that would really suck. So we may have to reach out to a friend and see if they can make the Google search for us. Sun or rain though, once you're all suited up, you got your paddle in the water and you're moving, it's a good feeling. And it's a lot of fun.
All the snow is turned to water. Christmas days have come and gone.
I don't want any trouble.
Broken toys and faded colors are all that's left to linger on.
Good morning, Yukon
I
River!
hate graveyards and old pawn shops, for they always bring me tears. I can't forgive the way they rob me.
Several years ago, I did an Algonquin trip back still when I lived in Ontario with my brother. And it's hard not to think about it on rainy days when you're out camping and just outdoors. But how long it takes sometimes, I guess if you're as stubborn as I am, to invest in the proper gear. How many times you need to go out and be a little bit miserable to actually go back home to invest in the stuff that you need. We did a 3-day trip, and for the 5-ish hours that it took to get back to the car, it torrential downpoured, and like the hardest rain I've ever experienced, and probably because I was outside experiencing it, that it feels like the hardest rain ever. But for the whole time back, we just got absolutely soaked to the bone. It was cold, and it was just a cheap raincoat that I have. Didn't have rain pants. We were just, yeah, it was so miserable, it was almost comical. But obviously we made it out alive.
we didn't freeze to death. But yeah, you have to do a couple of those trips to actually, you know, go and get out, get the right rain gear, and, you know, get a proper backpack. And yeah, I can't be the only one out there that's hesitant on spending hundreds of dollars on outdoor gear, because let's be honest, the stuff's never cheap. And actually, the most comical part of the story is, if it weren't for Alana and gifting me the proper rain gear for Christmas this past year, I probably still wouldn't have the right gear. So thank you, honey.
I can't forgive the way they robbed me
Another page bites the dust.
of my sweetheart souvenir. Memories that can't be bought, that can't be won at carnivals for free. Well, it took me years to get those souvenirs, and I don't know how they slipped away from me.
We've beached ourselves. We see a gravel bar for a potential camp spot. And it's a little shallower than we thought.
Well, it looks like this will do. There's some nice sandy patches we can set up the tent, and there's a whole lot of driftwood, dry beech wood that we can have a campfire tonight, because we are a little chilly. And yeah, this wasn't the ideal spot, but once you get out and check it out, it's actually pretty nice. So
And we're past our goal, about 60 kilometers today.
yeah,
So that's pretty good.
we did an extra 10, so we've given ourselves a little leeway for the future days coming up.
Yeah, we were like, should we just keep going and go to the next camp and see what that's like? But then we were already beached, and we're like, well, this is good. So let's warm up, make some dinner, and get a fire going.
Yeah. I was about to take the life jacket off, but it's kind of keeping me warm, so I'll stay on for a little bit. No poop and no prints on the beach, from what we've seen. We'll do another, we'll do a little look around and take a look, but from what we've seen, it doesn't look like there's any big game roaming around here on a regular basis. Coming up to the halfway point of the trip, so we're just doing
There's rice and tunas in there.
an inventory of everything, because it feels like we were getting a little handsy with the food barrel the past few days with our bars and our snacks and everything. So
We've been eating like 3 granola bars a day.
it's just been grab a pile of snacks, put it in your life jacket, and then carry on for the day. So we're realizing that's not sustainable. So we're gonna do a quick check, and it looks like we're still in good shape. Still lots of food, so that's the main thing. I for the life of me can't figure out how these have made it this far.
Willpower, baby.
Yeah, if you know, you know. Sour Patch Kids. Once the Sour Patch Monster comes out, watch out. Yours is heavy. Yours is like a solid 2 pounds. 2.5 pounds for sure.
We were just talking about how the days are flying by where I'm paying attention to checking how long our food takes to get cooked either. I'm like, yeah, it's about 10 minutes.
Yeah, we paddled for
7 hours.
7 hours today. And it just, time is, yeah, like Alana said, time is flying by. Like, it does not feel like we were out for 7 hours. And as I mentioned this morning, it's just being aware of that and really trying to soak it in because it is going by so fast. But we got fire, we got food, things are looking good.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. Still plenty of daylight in the sky, but it's time for bed. Big day tomorrow. Good night.
See if the coffee's ready. It'll either be delicious or I burn my lips. Oh, delicious. Been saving these guys for a special occasion. And we haven't found a special occasion yet, but they're collecting moisture in the barrel, so we're gonna cook them up and eat them this morning. But it's gonna be a nice little change up from our regular oatmeal breakfast.
Well, you think $12 would get you a couple more scrambled eggs than that, but
Yeah, what a difference. Oh, it's everything.
Next trip, I think we're investing in a dehydrator.
Yeah.
I
Not
just
sure
don't.
where we'll put that, but
We'll figure something out.
Making our way to the main current and hoping not to beach ourselves like we did last night. Everything's dry, we're dry, our clothes, our gear. We're collecting some rays so we got power. In the next few kilometers we should be able to see Eagle Rock. And we're gonna scope it out and see if there's a trail to maybe climb it. Maybe get out and stretch the legs a little more. Because as much as we love being in the boat all day, every day, it kind of hurts your back a little bit. And I have a long history with tweaking my back, unfortunately, so I did that on day 2, I think it was, when we were still on Lake Laberge. But we're on the mend, everything's good. And we're on the Yukon River. What better cure, what better remedy is there? Had my second coffee to go, my road coffee. And the plan today after we reach Eagle Rock is to carry on within reach of Carmax because we got word that the food truck that we want to go to is not open today. So get yourself a Garmin inReach or any sort of satellite device that you can contact your friends and they can let you know when food places are open. It'll save your life too. That's also a plus if you ever need to have your life saved.
The Eagle has landed. So we're not working with much here. It's this tiny little gravel bar that we have to pull this loaded canoe up and then tie it off, but it's just such a slant. There's not really a safe place to do this.
I can't believe moose swim across these rivers. Like, that's just goes to show how strong and powerful they are.
Well, we've spotted the eagle, and it is way bigger than I thought it was going to be. It would be a heck of a climb, and as fun as it would be, we just don't have the time to do any mountain climbing today. So naive of me. I thought, you know, maybe we could do a quick climb, get up there, see a nice view, but I guess that's what drones are for, right? Eagle Rock is like the Yukon version of Half Dome. We're approaching what's called the Columbian Slough, and somewhere right now where we're paddling over an old wreck. The steamer, the Columbian, was carrying 3 tons of blasting powder, and there was a rifle. I believe there was 2 people on the boat. The one who was carrying the rifle tripped, round went off, and the spark from that ignited the entire ship, and there was a massive blast. And of course, both of them perished in that wreck. But yeah, somewhere right here where we're paddling through. So much history. Every turn, every bend, there's another wreck, there's another story, you just never know. You'd never know unless you have the map notes.
Got tan lines from the sandals.
Let me know when you get to Dawson.
So I just checked the map to see where Coal Mine Campground and Cantina is actually located off the river. And we wanted to make sure it's actually open tomorrow just because we're planning on going there tomorrow. So I checked and it's actually pretty close and it's open today. So I had a little tiny bit of service, so I called them and just said, hey, what time is the restaurant open until? And he said 7 o'clock. So we are making our way there right now. We should be there very soon. And he even said if we want to camp there for the night, we're more than welcome to do that. And they're open very early in the morning, so we could also grab breakfast there too if we want. So sounds like it's Carmax Day after all. Perfect day for it, so we should be there really soon.
The big rock formation beside us, they called Tantalus Butte. And they got the name Tantalus because it was tantalizing. There was an outpost here and like a roadhouse and all the things travelers would need going up and down the river. And because of the amount of S-bends and swirls it takes, you can see it from so far back, but it takes so long to get to the actual hill where the outpost is. And tantalizing because you can almost grasp it, but it takes forever to paddle there. And just seeing it now and knowing there's delicious burgers and food, I can definitely understand how the early explorers must have felt. We made it.
Oh.
And it tastes so much better when you paddled 7 days for it.
Gosh, we had eggs this morning. Now we're having
Yeah, we're living lavish
bacon
lifestyles now.
bacon.
Special delivery, dessert.
That was everything. Well deserved. Burger and ice cream. Can't go wrong. What do you think?
And somehow, these ended up on the table. Okay. Thank you, Carmax. This might not look like much to most people, but it's our home for tonight. And it couldn't have come at a better time because we scouted out a couple campsites further upriver that just didn't work out. They were potential sites that we just couldn't find. And we saw this gravel bar, and there was a choice between an apparent site on the other side of the river or this gravel bar, and we couldn't see any sort of landing on the one side. So we're like, you know what, let's just gun it for this gravel bar. Let's hope for the best. We had the binoculars out. We're like, do you see anything like a sandy patch? Couldn't see it. So we just had to take our chances.
I definitely find this part the most exhausting, is just finding somewhere to camp. But it's 8:30, it's super late. We're gonna enjoy an Ice Fog IPA from Yukon Brewing.
Yeah.
Because we want to.
We put in 65 kilometers today. It was a good one.
Yeah.
And we need to calm our nerves because tomorrow is Rapids Day.
Woo!
Yukon River! Excuse me, sir. Oh, Diesel.
Come on, up.
Excuse me, bud.
Up for a minute.
Come on. Other way, this way. I know, soon. We'll be done soon. Come on. No. We'll be done soon.
Oh, how do you say no to that?
Buddy.
Here, look. Want to come on this mat? Here, wow. Look at this. Look at this one. Wow, this is nice.
Go over there just for a
Oh,
second,
wow.
okay?
Come on.
Well, the journey started just south of Eagle's Nest, where we stopped to take a look at the mountain earlier today. Continued north, made our way towards Carmax, and the river really started to bend and turn a lot. We were really doing these crazy S-bends, and continue heading north towards Carmax. And then you can really kind of see what I'm talking about here. Carmax right there. Ended up putting in 65 kilometers today. And we landed somewhere just about here, and you can kind of see it's not really labeled, but there's a gravel bar right before this island, and that is where we are. So going forward tomorrow, got a few more of those S-bends as we make our way north, and then we see up right here 20 kilometers from where we are, Five Finger Rapids, and then Rink Rapids soon after that. And this is going to be the first set of rapids that we've ever run. So rightfully so, we're a little bit nervous, but it's going to be a great experience. And people run it all the time without issues. You have to keep to the right shore, and we're going to scout it out before we get up to it. Of course, take a good look and see what we're in for. It is high water right now. So from what we've heard, that's actually a good thing. It actually is running faster and it's less choppy. Not really sure what to expect, but that's something we are in for tomorrow. So it's going to be a good day. Nervous, but more so looking forward to it. We'll see you guys in the morning.
Another riveting oatmeal breakfast. 1 part water, 1 part 5 packets of oatmeal. Let's just jazz it up a little bit.
Since we can't have pancakes,
Yeah.
we're going to use our syrup in other ways.
So good.
Sweeten that
You
up.
just drink it. We've just been watching these birds. I'm not sure what kind they are, but they're up looking down at the river, and then they dive bomb like a torpedo down into the water, and I got one shot of it picking out a fish. It was pretty cool. But that's been our entertainment for the morning. And we're taking our time, possibly delaying what we have to do today.
Good thing is we went a little bit further. There's no rush.
Yeah.
Feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
Day 8. I don't know, part of me wants to just keep going past Dawson City.
Yeah, we're debating, should we just, if we had enough food, maybe we can re-up in Dawson and just carry on to Alaska. Just finish the whole Yukon River.
Do you need passports?
Tell you, when you're nervous, 20 kilometers goes by like that. We kept just saying like, oh, we have a bit of time, it's fine, we'll just leisurely float down the river, but the time has come. There's no escaping it. You can hear it. How do you feel?
Good. I feel good.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
we got this.
Yeah.
Whew.
So just stay on the right,
Just stay on the right.
in the middle of those big ones.
Yep,
Okay.
that's it. See you on the other side. What a different perspective from down here. Oh man. Straight through. All right, keep going. We're all right. Sit down, buddy, lie down. Lie down. Lie down.
Keep going, baby.
Keep going, let's get through. We got this. We're all right. Get to the side, All right. Keep right. Ooh, we ate way more water than I thought. We're good, but we have a lot of water in the boat. All right. Let's try and grab the side here. If we can. Yeah, we have a lot of water in the boat. Okay. Lie down, buddy. Yeah, the Blue Eddy's soaked. All right.
I am soaked.
Okay, yeah, that was more than I was anticipating.
Yeah, they're like 2-3 feet waves, and a lot of them.
Yeah, okay, well, we finally found a spot where we can pull over. Because once the water's in there, it's just like a tippy bathtub, essentially. Like, maneuverability, your control is just all gone.
You did so good. You did it.
All right, getting back out there. Last little bit of choppy water. We just looked at the river notes and you can just bypass the next ones, Rink Rapids, if you just stay to the right. So that is what we're gonna do. That was fun. That was nerve-wracking. That was, yeah, we're all good. We're in one piece. The Blue Eddy is not, because it sat in about 5 inches of water for too long, so it is drying out behind me, but I think it might be KO'd, unfortunately. But that's a problem for later. I can see how people get into whitewater rafting. Feel pretty alive right now, now that I've calmed down a little bit. We do have some pretty menacing looking clouds to our left here now, so keeping a close eye on that, sticking close to shore. We haven't hit our quota yet today, but we definitely won't be if we start hearing some rumbling in the sky. 5 Finger Rapids, baby. Well, we found refuge. The thunder started progressively getting worse and worse. Not a convenient spot at all. It's up a really steep incline. We just tied the boat off. It's pretty much on like a 45-degree angle. But we found a little clearing, a little patch that if we had to, we can set up the tent. We're hoping it's not going to come to that because we do have more kilometers to put in. So we're going to eat and wait it out, see what happens.
Yeah, the thunder sounds like it's moving along, so we should be able to get back on the water, but that was a pretty big dark cloud.
Yeah, it was looking pretty gnarly.
And we have the tarp up just in case it rains, so we're prepared.
Yeah.
A very inconvenient spot.
And we got food. We can decompress now for a little bit at least. As sad as this camp is, though, we did see a cow and a calf across the river, which was pretty cool. She actually let out a whatever sound a cow moose makes, but
What sound does it make?
like a
Enough
cow.
for your head to go, what?
Yeah, it got our attention, and we saw them come out of the water. It's just incredible that they can swim across these rivers, across this current. Nothing but a riffle. All right. Rapids are complete. Those beers may be super warm in the barrel right now, but they are probably going to taste pretty good once we get to camp. Yeah, this is looking like home. Ooh. Nice cozy patch of sand for the tent. Got a fire ring behind us.
This is nice.
We're nice and tucked away in between these islands.
We'll take it.
Well,
Huge.
just finished up dinner and about to go into the tent to get a good night's sleep, but pretty sure the Blue Eddy, our charging power pack, is completely kaputzed, dead, broken. We had it in a water resistant bag during 5 Finger Rapids today, and that bag was not resistant to water very much, so we took in way more water than I anticipated we were going to. I guess just because the water levels are a lot higher this year. I'm not entirely sure, but we took in a lot of water in the boat, and it was floating around in there for too long. So I'm really hoping it comes back to life. Hopefully it dries out. We are at the halfway point of a trip. We still have 7 days left of filming to put this together. So beating myself up a little bit because it definitely is my fault. I should have when we pulled over earlier, I should have just put it away in the actual waterproof bag, but it is what it is. We're okay, and that's all that really matters at the end of the day. We're still having an amazing time, so we'll get a good night's rest, wake up tomorrow, and see what the day brings.
It's charging.
Yay!
Woo! Oh man. Oh.
Yes!
2%. 2%. It's working.
It's working!
Good start to the day. Here I was thinking for the next, what do we got, 6 or 7 days left, that I have 3 full camera batteries, and I was just thinking of what can I film in that massive amount of time with only 3 batteries. I mean, these things don't last long in the cameras, so. But we're good. We have a charge. We're gonna plug in some stuff once it gets some juice. And the sun's out. It's a good day. Yes. It's a good day, my friends. Diesel. Wanna go in the boat?
Two?
Barring up.
This one's like so cold.
Yeah, I know. Getting on the water at the ripe time of 11:45. Here we go. Day 9, baby. And we're on a sandbar. Shimmy, shimmy. Shimmy. Come on. We were just reminiscing on our reactions to the rapids yesterday, and just the contrast from Alana's reaction to mine, because mine was pretty much instant panic mode, and as soon as all the water comes in the boat, Alana's still laughing and giggling and having the best time ever. We're gonna be passing by the town or village of Minto today, and we've been skirting along the Klondike and Campbell highways for the last, I'd say, 100 kilometers or so. But I believe after Minto, we're gonna venture away from the highway again for quite a ways, and all the way up to Dawson. So we're heading back out into the wild. Where's the first place you want to eat when the trip's over?
Where?
Yeah, or what?
Like a pizza.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't want to talk about food though, I'm getting hungry. I ate my granola bar early.
Half hour later and the oatmeal's already worn off.
Found it.
So easy to miss.
This cabin belonged to a few individuals over the years, and it's one of the few cabins left along the river still in good standing. Back when the river saw lots of traffic, one of the owners was one of the many that had left their old lives and families behind in hopes of striking it rich during the gold rush. However, when it came time to face the music, and the rush wasn't as productive as most believed it would be, instead of the embarrassment of returning home empty-handed, some individuals lived out the rest of their days here in the territory.
Yeah, the roof is built out of these tin shingles, and I guess that's why this cabin has been able to stay in such good shape. Generally, all these old cabins that you find all have the roofs collapsed because water and just weather over the years, they fall in and it essentially ruins the whole cabin. But I don't know if it's the original roofing or if someone did it afterwards, but pretty freaking cool. Well, someone really got into the ravioli apparently. At what point does simple litter just become an artifact?
Good job.
It's one way to get in.
A little bit of a slick slope here.
Well, that was cool. Tom's cabin. Just up that hill, it looks to be around 40 to 50 mountain goats. We got the binoculars out. We just saw these white figures moving in the mountains. And just more and more kept coming out of the trees. There's a ton of them. Yeah. It's interesting, when it comes to finding camps, we can't stop, but when there's wildlife, we stop on a dime. Setting up camp a little bit earlier tonight. We tucked away because the wind was coming from the north and it was getting a little bit nasty out there. So we found this series of islands that we came down, and then we kind of tucked away out of the wind a little bit. So we've got camp secured on our nice little gravel bar again. We've been really liking our gravel bars apparently. For the last few nights, we've just been gravitating towards these nice little islands that we can call home for the night. So we are ravenous. We're gonna make up some dinner, and still got plenty of daylight left. So the wind is a little bit more contained in these island areas, so we may get some firewood and have ourselves a little campfire tonight as well. Babe, you want the Sour Patch Kids or should we save them?
I don't know.
They just all of a sudden popped into my hand. I don't know what happened. Plain wraps. And the Bluetti lives to see another day. I can't believe it. Still picking up charge. It's charging all the batteries. Everything still works for the most part. Haven't tried the AC outlets because we don't have anything that needs to be charged with that sort of plug, but yeah, we're still getting a draw. Even with this overcast, we're still getting enough wattage to charge everything. Can't believe it.
Fire! I have made fire! Woo.
Tonight on the menu, pad thai for 2. Well, 3 apparently.
After making these a few days in a row, you kind of get really good at putting the right amount of water in there.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them have the lines on the side, so you can use that as a guideline as to how much water. But some of them don't. It's like a cup and 3/4, and like, I don't know. I just can't. I don't know what that is.
We're not eyeing that.
So always do less. Stir it up, mix it up, and then you can always add more.
Yeah.
Like that is perfect pad thai consistency.
It's interesting how it works. At the beginning of a camping trip, I mean, it's comfortable in a tent, but at the end of the day, like, it's not your bed at home. It's still, you wake up feeling pretty stiff. But after a few days, like, it becomes your cozy little domicile. Like, you're excited to cuddle up in there, and then you're excited to eat food from a bag. Like, you don't think about the other things. It just becomes normal.
It's fun.
It is. Yeah, it really is. Oh boy, buddy. Do the dishes. Bring chocolate on canoe trips. Always bring chocolate.
Always.
Always. On camping trips. Or everywhere. Just always bring chocolate. Well, we got off to a great start this morning. Bluetti was back up and running, getting things charged again. Got on the water a little bit late, but that's okay because, I mean, the camping out here has been just next level. So it's not the end of the world if we're, enjoying these campsites a little bit longer. And as long as we make our quota, we have just under 300 kilometers now to get to Dawson within the next 6 days, I believe. Kind of losing track of where we are in the trip, but awesome to check out Tom's cabin, something that's just been so well preserved over so many years. And we're gonna get another good taste tomorrow as we head north still towards Fort Selkirk, which is an old village, a trading place for the natives that lived here for so many years, and then a Hudson Bay Company post for many years as well. And now it's a heritage site. It's been very well taken care of, and a lot of history there, like this whole river has been. So it's pretty much one big history trip, but I love it.
It's been really awesome. Like I've said before, every bend, every corner, there's, you know, another story, something to learn. So I'm gonna haul the barrel off somewhere inconspicuous for the night and crawl in the tent. So we'll see you guys in the morning.
Guess I'm outside again.
Breakfast is served. Day 10 on the Yukon River. We're just about to set off. Just overcast today. Doesn't look like it's gonna rain. It's not in the forecast anyways, so. But you know about that forecast. It's not always right, so we got the rain gear on regardless. And yeah, looking forward to another day on the river. We have a whole whack of islands to get around here, but it's pretty easy going. You just take the far right channel or the far left. So we're on the far right. And pretty much the rest of the trip, based off the map, we're just gonna be, the river really opens up and there's a lot of islands to kind of navigate through. But we're feeling good today on the water before 9 o'clock. Is that what it is, 9 o'clock?
9:15.
Quarter after 9. Earliest start we've had so far. But we're almost there. We can start to see the buildings. And we're gonna get out and go check it out.
As we glide past endless rock and spruce trees, eventually the green wall breaks and the once bustling village of Fort Selkirk appears. Quiet now, but this was once a perfect destination for those traveling here to fish, trade, and meet with friends. With the Pelly and Yukon rivers serving as a liquid highway, we could consider this the Bay and Bloor of the north. In the mid-1800s, Robert Campbell came here and decided he had the same liking to this location and would establish a trading post right here on this very shore. However, this didn't sit well with the coastal Tlingit people who've been coming here to trade for centuries. Not about to give up their business to some inland newcomer, they'd come for the fort and burn it to the ground. This bold move worked and kept the Hudson Bay Company away for another 50 years. That is until the notorious Klondike Gold Rush, which would once again turn this area into a bustling intersection. This area would thrive until the 1950s when the Klondike Highway was constructed. Now, with no road access to Fort Selkirk, the people eventually made their way to locations along the road, leaving behind everything we see here today.
Okay, that's probably enough of that.
That looks comfortable. Well, I'd say that's secure. Got some dinosaur eggs to hold it down. And then I attached it with Diesel's leash at the front to another big rock. So it's not even supposed to be windy tonight, but you can never be too careful. Because waking up in the morning to no boat would probably be the worst thing that could happen on this trip. We're tucked away in the trees. And with that being said, bugs are horrible. So our first order of business was getting a fire going so we can have some smoke to clear them out. We even got the thermocell going as well. And that was record timing. We're tired. Been on the water 50 kilometers today. And we're gonna relax, cook up some dinner, and enjoy camp. I can safely say after 10 days that the only thing I forgot on this trip was the folding saw. And the folding saw is, in my opinion, significantly more helpful than an actual axe. When you bring an axe out here, although I did bring one, it is kind of the worst tool for creating injuries out in the backcountry. So I haven't really used it. There hasn't been a need to use an axe because nobody has sawed down wood for me to split it. So yeah, definitely we'll put that on the top of the list because when it comes to building fires, there's tons of deadfall here that I could easily just saw up into, fire-sized pieces and go from there. But yeah, we've made do so far. We got a fire going, water's boiling. So we made do with what we had. Are you glad we're at camp now?
Yes. I think the wind from yesterday just like beat me up, and then I was up at like 5 a.m. because we're gonna get up early. And I looked, it was like 5. I'm like, so like 45 minutes, and I got up. But we still kind of took our time this morning. It was still nice to take it slow, but we did get on the water earlier, which was really nice. And like very, very minimal wind. So it was a beautiful paddle today, and we explored Fort Selkirk, and that was really cool just to kind of learn about the history and just walk around and enter in these buildings that these people built many, many years ago, and just learning about, what actually went on here and in the rivers. And then after we left there, the landscape just changed drastically. It was just, you had mountains on one side and the basalt rock on the other, and it's just like this grand wall, and it's just so beautiful. And when we were in Fort Selkirk, we read that where we were actually standing was the edge of Beringia. So it was really cool just to kind of paddle through there and see where, there was like lava that had hardened and all the rock formations as we paddled through there. So it was really beautiful. I'm excited to keep going and just see more of this river. I'm also kind of sad that it's going by so fast because it is really beautiful. And like the river's just taking you along the way, like even if you're not paddling. So you really just have to soak up as much as you can because you can blink and then it's gone.
It's a trip of a lifetime.
So we'll have to watch our video over and over again.
Yeah, this one's definitely struck a chord. We're still here, and I'm already missing it. If that makes any sense.
We're talking about all the other rivers we're going to paddle.
That's the thing, yeah. And
we're just going to get a plane and get dropped off in the middle of nowhere in Alaska and paddle out there. That's what we're going to do.
We have this bad habit of being on one really great trip and then talking about the next ones that we want to do. I think this was like the second day. And I was already asking Elena, like, what other rivers would you want to do? But we're here right now. We're going to soak it all in. Enjoy some Mexican beans and rice and chicken.
And attempt to put them in a wrap.
Yes, we're going to make some burritos.
Okay.
Honestly, I can't believe it's been 10 days and we haven't had to bust these out.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, I think this is a look. I think just take the real shirt off underneath and just wear this. That'll do.
Christmas days have come and gone. Broken toys and faded
You get pretty used to being dirty, but after a while, your hands just get so nasty. It just a good simple hand wash goes a long way. Camp suds, it's biodegradable, so don't worry, I'm not hurting the water. Not any more than the hundreds of other pieces of machinery and boats and other fuel and whatever stuff has been dumped in here. Maybe a quick wet wipe shower before bed.
Memories, they can't be bought. They can't be won at carnivals for free. Well, it took me years to get those souvenirs, and I don't know how they slipped away from me.
When the Pelly and the Yukon rivers met, water flow from the Pelly mixing with the Yukon, they stir each other up, so it gets really silty. So I was kind of worried about drinking water, because they say when you're drinking the silty water, you have to boil it and then let the silt kind of drop to the bottom, which takes several hours, and then you can kind of put it in your water bottle and drink it. But it's pretty clear. That's see-through right from camp here. So we'll either boil water or we'll just put it through the Katahdin Be-Free filter, and you know, if we get sick, we'll find out next week after the trip. So as long as we don't get sick on the trip. But no, to be serious, we've used these for several years on all our backcountry trips, and we've never gotten sick, so they work pretty well.
I hate reading old love letters, for they always bring me tears. I can't forgive the way they rob me of my sweetheart's souvenirs.
Oh, you saved me some room.
They can't be bought,
Oh, thanks, guys.
can't be won at carnivals for free. Well, it took me years to get those souvenirs, and I don't know how it slipped away from me.
Good morning, day 11. We're off to a good start today. The canoe is still on shore, coffee is brewed, and bears didn't ransack the Blue Barrel last night, so we're doing good.
What would you like for breakfast this morning?
Yeah, I'll have the oatmeal and syrup, please.
Coming right up.
Goodbye, Mosquito Island. We were a little concerned when we started this trip if, you know, Diesel would be comfortable for such a long paddling trip, but he's got the comfiest seat in the house, and he assumes the position as soon as he's in the boat and pretty much falls asleep almost instantly. So it's safe to say I think he's loving life and he's enjoying himself out here. It's pretty awesome. Every morning I seem to wake up with another tune stuck in my head and I'm humming along to it. And today's tune is Adam Lambert's What Do You Want From Me? And I have no idea why. Yesterday's was Thin Lizzy's The Boys Are Back in Town. So it's always a surprise on what it's gonna be every morning. But we were passing through Minto a couple days ago and we heard some music being played from the campground, and I mean, I don't want to act like we're deprived of sound. We could just turn on like a downloaded playlist on our phones if we wanted to, but
that almost just seems wrong to play music in the boat or even listen to a podcast way out here. But you're just feeling it that much more because it just had been several days since we'd heard the radio, I guess. There's always the jukebox up here. There's always a new something playing every day, it seems.
We spotted another cow and calf moose just across the river. And so we saw our opportunity to get off at this little sandbar, crept across the island so we can get a closer look, and they were still there, and they went up the river into the mountains. But Alana had the good eye and spotted it. Super cool. And since we're here, it's not a bad stop to have a couple Sour Patch Kids. But they must have just landed here and swam across from the other side because you can see their tracks through the mud. And it's kind of comical because I'm putting all of my body weight on the mud, not sinking in a little bit, and then their print goes in probably 5 inches. Just a monstrous animal.
Lots of moose, but no bears. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't see a bear this entire trip. I'm sure there's some people watching that are wondering if we're concerned about running into bears on this trip. And I had some people ask if we were going to bring a gun. And no, we did not bring a gun, but yes, we are always concerned about bears in any backcountry trip because they very well could ruin your day. But in most cases, any instance we've had running into a bear, it's been from afar and they usually want absolutely nothing to do with you. I've shot a gun probably 3 times in my life, so having a loaded firearm at the ready just for the off chance that, one does want to harm us, just seems like more harm to us than to the actual bear it would be intended for. And I think in the future I would like to get a license to carry specifically for these trips, but just knowing the statistics behind ever being attacked by a grizzly bear out here, it's pretty darn slim. And I mean, if this was in the fall, it would be a completely different story because right now, mid-July, they're probably higher in elevation, gorging on berries, eating roots and ground squirrels and all that. And then when the fish come in the fall, then we would probably see a ton if we were here in September. But yes, they're always on your mind when you set up at camp, and it's something we always look for when we decide to park at a certain spot for the night. If there's any poop or if there's prints or if it looks like something's been moseying around recently, then we would just carry on, but we haven't had that yet.
Land home! Should we scope this place out?
We made it, yes. Considering we just saw a grizzly bear a couple kilometers back on the other side, we should scope it out.
So who else thought that by saying we probably wouldn't see bears, that we'd jinx ourselves into seeing a bear? Because if you did, you were absolutely correct. On the other side, we saw a little one. It just looked like a brown rock. It stood out a bit and then it started moving. So led us to believe that it was a grizzly bear. Fire pit. Someone else has stayed here and lived to tell the tale. And a pretty awesome view of the mountains across the river. Drag it on rocks, throw rocks at it. It's an old town, it's not gonna break.
I fed Diesel his supper today in the canoe, just because if we're stopping and going, it's just easier than going into the food barrel to get his food. So I had it up front with me, fed him at his usual time, but ever since we've been set up for camp, he's just been kind of like following us around and looking at us like, aren't you gonna feed me?
It's just not, he associates being on land with his time to eat. And because he ate on the boat today, it's like he just totally disregards that he had his supper already.
Yeah.
So we thought we were being efficient, but we were just torturing this poor boy.
Well, another day down, a few more to go. We'll be in Dawson in no time to stake our claim. But until then, we're going to cherish it as much as we can. Had a really nice night. Sun's going to be up in the sky for a little bit, but once again, we're beat. So, going to go hunker down, carry on in the morning. We've pretty much got our routine down to a T. Wake up, filter water, drink some coffee, go dig a hole, start packing up the sleep stuff, eat something, and then get on the water. We got a really nice day, it looks like, so we're gonna cover as much ground as we can. That's the goal, at least. So we're gonna stay cool. It's supposed to be hot today. It honestly starts to feel like a bit of a monotonous routine, but I honestly can't think of a better one. Life for me is a riverboat fantasy, watching the sun go down. A rock and roll band with the reefer in my hand. Look at that wheel go round. Cocaine kisses and moonshine misses. That's the life for me. I'm sailing away on my heartache on a riverboat fantasy. That's right. For the last several days, we've been able to hear the silt rubbing against the bottom of the canoe. And Alana pointed out it kind of sounds like a skillet cooking up something delicious. Already starting. 5 minutes in, yeah, we're thinking about food. We are not malnourished by any means whatsoever. We have food. It's just, I think it's the whole notion that we don't have access to it. You're so used to just being able to go to the grocery store up the road and grab whatever you want, whatever your desire is. Grab that Ben & Jerry's, grab a steak, grab a pizza, anything. But when you don't have access, and you know you don't for a while, it's just, yeah, something comes over your mind and that's all you can really think about. We've had forest fire smoke blowing in at us for most of the morning. We've gone about 20 kilometers so far today, and we've stopped at Coffee Creek, which was an old trading post and roadhouse here. They had a wood yard as well. There's nothing left anymore. It's just bushes and tall grass, but it's hard not to imagine it just like every other place that we've stopped at. I guess there were some old cabins and, you know, some remnants of what was going on here. But there's still some active mining happening up these creeks, so I believe the mining companies either moved or buried whatever was left. So nothing but, you know, mountains across the river and just a big pile of bushes. But this is some nice, crisp, clear water coming out of Coffee Creek. Take advantage of some nice fresh water and filter it, and then maybe cast a line or two. What do you got? You got something?
I caught something.
Woo!
That's why it was snagged. All right. Yeah, I think those are all rocks there.
Yeah, it's mostly rocks.
So it looks like the smoke is at bay for now. We passed by a couple fires that we could see off the distance, but that wind was blowing it right through the tunnel, so right at us. And then it shifted, so it's cleared up quite a bit. And then we had no wind, and so we're like, oh, perfect. We're gonna have to wear our fancy dinner bug jackets for supper tonight. But we got a little bit of wind working in our favor. We've hit just about 60 kilometers today, and because we have such decent weather today, we're gonna push a little bit further. Just because tomorrow is supposed to thunder shower in the early afternoon. So with that being said, you never really know when it's gonna start. So if we can put in the kilometers now, we're going to. And if tomorrow for some reason has to be a shorter day, we won't feel bad about it. The mountaintops really started to smooth out, but every now and again we'll get some good glimpses of these really big rock face cliffs. For the last several hundred kilometers, it's been a lot more mountainous in the beginning. So we're trying to find ourselves a gravel bar where we can have this view, because it's pretty darn nice. These are some of the oldest mountains in North America. That's why they have that rounded, nubbed peak. They've been worn down by the weather for millions of years. And actually a lot of this area was very dry, desolate land, but these mountains were exposed to all that weather for a long time. So that's why they have that rounded appearance. Just drag it, it's an old town.
Oh.
I think it's a go. However, we are breaking one of our rules because there's a couple prints here. All right, we're not breaking rules tonight. We're carrying on a little bit further. There actually is an old trapping cabin labeled as a good high water camp, so we're gonna try and tuck over to the left and check that out instead. Missing part of the door. You have to crouch down quite a bit.
Whoa. Cool.
Yeah, you can only stand at the front. 2 cots.
3.
Don't think we'll be sleeping on them tonight, though.
Cool.
It's like, where are you taking
What is
me?
happening here?
Yeah, let's go check out this campsite. Well, that was pretty neat. But we're gonna carry on and find ourselves a gravel bar with a nice breeze to keep those bugs away. I do think it would be fun to camp out in a cabin for a night, but I also really don't like mice, so I don't know if I don't know if I really want to. I think the idea of it is cool. That one has definitely seen better days. Well, we thought the Yukon water was silty and thick, but we are crossing where the White River meets with the Yukon River. And you can see where it gets the name White River because it almost looks like milk. Almost looks like coffee with way too much cream in it.
Here he comes.
Well, we put in a haul today. Haven't done the math yet, but I think we're at around 70 kilometers. So our biggest day so far on this trip. We had the nice weather, so we wanted to capitalize and get some kilometers in. We were supposed to have thunderstorms coming tomorrow, but now the forecast is saying just rain. So that's manageable. So everything's looking good. However, we do have one problem. Let me show you. So when the White River mixed with the Yukon River, we thought it was silty and thick before, but I didn't quite realize how thick and silty it was until I put my water bottle in there. So this is what we're working with here. I'm sure you can see or not see through the water bottle. It's milky. So I'm glad I filled up the filter at Coffee Creek earlier this morning. We have 1 liter of fresh, clean water. Now we can drink this river water, but what we have to do, I believe, is we have to boil it really well and then let it sit for several hours and let the silt fall to the bottom and then kind of scoop out the fresh water on top. Not ideal, but you got to do what you got to do for drinking water. There are creeks as well. So tomorrow there is a couple creeks coming up that we may just have to land there, fill up as much as we can, get that fresh water, because that's just coming down from the mountains. So we're also just staying on a huge sandbar. So it's constantly eroding, and then the power of the river is constantly making things shift. So we're staying near the middle tonight for one night. Should be just fine. But yeah, you don't want to be too close to the edge.
No bear prints. I think wolf down there a little bit. And we haven't ventured around too much yet, so I feel better about it.
We were really looking forward to chili and pad thai for dinner tonight. But with our little water situation, we figured the little bit of water we have left we'll save for coffee in the morning and also a little bit of drinking water throughout the night. So we threw a couple packs of just the rice and tuna because it doesn't need water. We're just heating it up over the fire and we're gonna call her a day. So honestly, after a big day, we're still super ravenous. So tuna and rice honestly doesn't sound overly bad.
I'll do the honors.
Yeah, you do the honors. I'm actually pretty excited for this. Not bad.
So good. That's good.
Well, we're gonna see how this works with boiling the milk water.
Here we go. Just scooped some from the river.
Yeah.
Nice and cloudy, just how we like it. And boil it.
Yeah, we're gonna boil it. Probably leave it for a few hours. I mean, we'll be sleeping, so chances are we'll see how it is in the morning and see if it's drinkable. It's looking like that forest fire smoke is creeping in again, just like it was this morning. It was super nice and clear, and then it all of a sudden blew back in again. So not really sure what it's gonna do, but I'm glad we pushed on a little bit further from our bear print site that we stopped at earlier. Gonna put this little experiment off to the side and see how it looks in the morning, see if it's drinkable. Big day today, so feeling tired. Gonna head into the tent and do it all again tomorrow. It's a little sandy in there today, huh?
Just a little bit.
Something to chew on when you're hungry too, right?
You just never know when you need a sandy snack.
Well, it worked. It does not look appealing, but you can see all the sand is sitting at the bottom there. And there's some fresh water on top. This way, looking nice. Thankfully, that's the way we're going. But it looks like we're going to be racing against this over here. I think we're going to boil some of that water, get the coffees poured, and then pack up and just carry on downriver. This is a record. We haven't been on the water this early yet. Looks like we're going to be dodging some rainstorms today. But we're up and at it. First order of business, finding some water. What you got there?
Coffee.
Coffee for the road.
Yeah. First time having our coffee in the boat, I think.
It's kind of nice.
It's nice.
White and Yukon River coffee water. Taste test. Couple grits of sand. Still good though. Saving our water for morning coffee was definitely the right call. Hey, Bear. Looks like we found the source. It's a bit of a tinge of gold, but it's still cleaner than the other stuff. High quality H2O.
Looks like you got some water.
It's so nice and cold.
I could see that from the bottle, the condensation on it already.
Mosquitoes found me in like 30 seconds. Yeah, probably followed me out of there too. Got the goods, ready to carry on with the day. Last two wraps, the scrambled eggs and some creamy cheddar cheese flavor rice for breakfast today. We put in 20 kilometers already, so we're treating ourselves to our last, I guess, good breakfast. So pretty excited about this one. And it just turns to scrambled eggs.
Ready, babe?
Born ready. Just a 1 pound bundle of joy. Yep.
Probably enough. You sure love sugar, don't ya?
Is there sugar in syrup?
Yes.
Then yes. Green tea for the road, extra syrup. Oh, that's good. That is good. The river has substantially widened. There's just tons of these islands and sloughs, which are essentially just meandering parts of the river that cut through the rocks and the sand. And there's just a ton of these gravel and sandbars that the mixture and the force of the water just keeps shifting the bottom. So it makes these sandbars kind of what we camped on last night. And they're constantly eroding and building. But yeah, we have hit the 100 kilometer mark and we'll be rolling into Dawson in no time. But we keep reminding ourselves to take a second and take it all in and enjoy it while we're still out here.
The Yukon dragon.
Getting a little lost in the maze here.
You want to stay to the right here?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Now we just need to dodge these trees.
Can we go in between these two? Maybe not. Looks like we're gonna get beached here. Oh. We done beached ourselves. Having a little trouble in the maze here. This wasn't really on the map. These log jams and gravel bars are constantly moving and creating new ones, so the map we're looking at has a lot of them, but yeah, that one was not there. Unless I'm lost, that's a viable option too.
I'm gonna go the ladder.
Fair enough. Yeah. Well, we got so captivated by the cliffs that we were paddling by that I had forgot to turn the page, got a little lost. And now we're in a bungle of log jams and braids and creek beds, and we can't go back to the main channel that cuts right through because there's a current still coming through where we went. So we're gonna fly the drone and see our best course of action here. So we're halfway up the next page, and Alana because I saw these very interesting looking rock formations on the opposite side,
and they're always labeled. When there's something that's kind of out of place, it's always labeled on the map. And I'm like, why am I not seeing that?
There's nothing marked. There's nothing on here.
And
he
so
says.
Alana shows me the map, and we're halfway on the next page. So I was way off. I don't know.
It's okay. We found ourselves.
Yeah.
See with the drone.
It looks like there's a narrow path that we can take, and it meets up with the main channel. It's a really easy river to navigate for the most part, but I'm honestly not that surprised that I got us lost this one time. I just didn't flip the page. I'll be 88 reminiscing on this trip and just say to myself, why didn't I flip the page? Why? There you go. We got it. We're passing by 60 Mile River, and it is crystal clear, so we pulled up a little bit. We're going to take advantage. Probably take a little bath. Buddy. And on the 13th day, a shower was had, and it's not even having hot water to bathe yourself. That part honestly doesn't really bother me that much, but it was just such a morale boost to get in the cold, clean water and just wipe off the last almost 2 weeks of sweat off your body. Can't believe how decent the bugs have been this entire trip. Now that it's at the end, I can say these things, but yeah, mosquitoes, black flies, we got a little bit attacked when we were at our little bath spot earlier. But other than that, when you're on a nice gravel bar like this, the wind kind of keeps them at bay. And yeah, this is perfect. Got a nice view. Gonna make some dinner and hang out for a bit. The reward at the end of the day.
Dinner.
What we talk about most of the day. Mac and cheese for me.
Grilled chicken pad thai.
Did around 56 kilometers today. Dawson is actually within reach, so we could actually make it there tomorrow. It's just over 60 kilometers. But we'll see how we feel. We may just post up right outside of town and then go in the following morning. We'll see how we feel, but can't believe it. We've gone over 600 kilometers by our own power in our boat, and yeah.
Little help with the current.
Little help with the current, yeah. From Whitehorse and then almost Dawson City. We've had the pleasure of being in Dawson City twice now, and it's just always been such a great experience. We've met great friends there. We've had good times there, and it's always fun. It's just such a cool little town. So much history, like all of the Yukon Territory. So we're looking forward to being back there. I'll say it before and I'll say it again. We're going to cherish this as much as we can because we know how amazing of an experience this all is.
Mr. Fred Lassie in a breakfast mess. Let's play Twister, let's play Risk. I'll see you in heaven if you make the list.
bottom of the boat is really sizzling up today, cooking us up some bacon and eggs and toast and butter, sourdough toast, hash browns, shredded. Nope, just silty milk water. Making the final push into Dawson today, 62 kilometers. Gorgeous sunny day, not a cloud in the sky. But first on the to-do list, we're gonna grab ourselves some water. We found a little jungle paradise.
Into your paddle, yep. That's the test.
Yeah, cold and clear. Chug what you got. Oh, we tucked into this little creek here, bigger than I thought. And it's a little jungle paradise. Must be one of those new steamships they have out nowadays. Well, I'm long gone to the Yukon. Those northern lights I wanna see. I'm long gone to the Yukon, 'cause the Yukon is calling for me. 'Cause the Yukon is calling for me. 'Cause the Yukon is calling for me. Nailed it. Last day on river, making the final push, 40 kilometers left, and we'll be turning around that bend and seeing that iconic moose hide slide. And that's how we'll know when it's time to get off, because if we don't, I guess we're just floating on down to the Bering Sea. But what a gorgeous day. Wrapping up this trip, can't believe it, 14 days on the river, and that gives us our 15th day to spend time in Dawson City and hang out. 700 kilometers, I can't believe it. From Whitehorse to Dawson, it's an incredible feeling. What an accomplishment, super proud of these two. One of our favorite places in the world, the Yukon Territory, and just being able to gain such a new perspective on this area. And we've traveled through here several times, but you really can't immerse yourself in it as much as you can like traveling the Yukon River. You miss a lot when you're going over 100 kilometers an hour on the road. And as convenient and easy as that is, and you see a lot of incredible stuff, we can really say we've immersed ourselves in the land in a whole different way. Awesome. The Yukon freaking River.
I don't want to get out of here.
We made it. We made it.
There you go. Cheers, babe.
Oh, baby.
It's gonna be good. Still bubbling.
bag.
Now more than a century ago, this was the end of the line for stampeders who had clawed their way over mountains, braved the rivers, and staked their lives on the hope of finding gold. Many found nothing but hardship. Some found a fortune. But as Robert Service once wrote, it's the great big, broad land, way up yonder. It's the forest where silence has lease. It's the beauty that fills me with wonder. Out here, the gold was never all. The real treasure was, and still is, the North itself. And if I can further elaborate, it's the time we get to spend living life with the ones we love, in the place that we love the most.